up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Wake and Bake Wednesday. This is Wake and Bake Wednesday episode 35, and we're the CCC. I'm Shane.
I'm Dan.
And we got some questions, as usual. Same old shit. Got some heavy bubble hash on the menu today. I got some sourdough G over here.
I got some U2 right here from Harborside.
That one's a little meltier, but I think this one's a little tastier. So it'd be nice to compare and contrast those. I also got like my last dab or two dabs of this Gold Coast Extracts Thin Mint cookie, which was super fire.
Yeah, that shit's fire. I'm pretty sad you're almost out of that.
Yeah, I got maybe one dab here left for each of us, so I'm gonna actually take that right now, and we'll get straight to business here. Andy Green wants to know, are you guys planning on doing any more collective reviews? We haven't done a dispensary tour / review in a long time, but when we were talking the other day about content and what we want to do, there's definitely an opportunity for us to do some more of those. I guess it's on bubble hash temperature right now, so I'll save this dab. We'll turn it down a little later. But yeah, dispensary tours, I think, are something. I mean, obviously there's new dispensaries popping up all the time. And we've had several inquiries to do them, but just haven't had the time in the last few months, and then kind of went through that little video drought. So I think we're probably going to get back into doing some dispensary tours. I've talked to a couple places here in the last month that would be potential options. I know a lot of you out-of-state people are always interested to see kind of a dispensary, the way things work, the way it looks in a dispensary. I'd imagine if I had never experienced it before, that would be a pretty cool thing to check out.
Yeah. We definitely need more dispensary tours, and we have been talking to a couple potential candidates, so to speak, so hopefully you guys will see those pretty soon.
Look for a dispensary tour too in the next month or so, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Skolnick.
Skoynick.
He wants to know, how much wax / bud do you guys usually have on deck behind the scenes? How much do you think you guys go through on a normal, not too busy day? Sorry. that bubble.
Probably not as much as he thinks, or maybe not as much as some people think when they ask this question.
I mean, we smoke all day, but we don't like chief hard all day. I don't know. I probably go through like I don't know, at the most maybe up to like a half gram of bubble hash a day, and maybe, I wouldn't even say a half gram of oil, but probably to round things off, a half gram of bubble, half gram of oil, and maybe like a gram of flour would be my typical day, just sitting around the house.
On a weekend or something.
Yeah.
We both typically will not get super high in the morning before work, but we'll take a couple hits. Before we go to work. I get up a little earlier than he does, so I usually just take a couple bubble rips, and then I'm on my way, and I don't smoke till I get home from work around like 5 or 6. And after that, I'd say we smoke pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I smoke more in the first hour that I get home than probably most of the rest of the day combined.
Yeah.
The hot sour sticky.
The hot spots would definitely be right when we get home from work.
Maybe right before bed. Smoke something real indica. That bubble melt that we had a couple weeks ago was really good.
The bubble melt?
Yeah. The Bubba melt.
Oh,
Bubba
yeah. The bubble melt?
Yeah, I'd say I probably smoke, I don't know, probably slightly more than you on an average day. I'm probably I would say honestly like
just
around
slightly bigger dabs, slightly bigger bubble rips.
Yeah, I would say, but probably hit the bong about the same amount of times throughout the day. I'd say about a half gram of each is probably a pretty fair estimate. Some days I don't smoke any flowers. Some days we'll smoke a few joints, so that kind of gives you the average there. But yeah, I'd say we're pretty similar in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. Adam Fritz wants to know, who do you guys think, God, baked already. Who do you guys think makes the best clear production glass from a scientific and functional perspective? Clear production glass. So basically, what's the best clear production glass, affordable glass for function? There's a lot of companies that have popped up in the last year or so that are making really sick glass that it's so hard to say now.
Mothership's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean we really enjoy all the Mothership pieces. That style of clear production tends to be a lot more than other people's. Just like the Toro market was really inflated for like the last couple of years. The prices have come down on those a lot.
Yeah.
Mothership's kind of the hot thing right now as far as like glass fads go. Not saying that, not necessarily calling Mothership or any of the artists that blow their fad. That's not fair to them because there's a lot of really talented blowers out there, but at the same time, like all other things, it's the thing right now, so the prices are really high.
It's trendy, it's definitely a very trendy market. SG used to make really good tubes back when flour was more popular,
And I think they've got a lot more apprentices, and same with Toro making their stuff now. If you get a Toro or an SG piece that was made recently, it wasn't made by JP of Toro or Steve of Sovereignty. But that being said, it's still good quality production glass, and like we said, the prices of those have come down kind of almost as a result, the way the market's changed. So those staples are always good. SGW, like we've said a couple times, is always a slight notch down as far as price points, but always matches the quality glass, I feel like.
Great glass.
Man, there's so many artists. Like I always kind of say, if you're looking for just a piece based on function, go to a head shop that lets you fill pieces up with water and test them. Because you can figure out almost anything about how a piece is going to hit or whether or not you're going to like it just based on filling it up with water and hitting it. A piece like this too is something like it hits way different if the water is just slightly lower or slightly higher. You
gotta test different water levels.
So you gotta make sure. Don't just fill it up once and try it. If you might not like it with a little bit of water, but you might really like it with a slight bit more water. So
definitely.
I don't know. There's not even really any brand that I can really direct anybody towards
4.
and say that's the one.
There's like 4.
I would just say try out some stuff if you have the option to. Or just figure out kind of what you're looking for, and then you're gonna have a whole bunch of options, and it's really just comes down to what's available to you.
I would say it comes down to about 4 main ones for me though. Mothership, SGW, SG, and Toro.
Yeah, as far as like really high functional, clear production glass that is American made and is like really strong. Made with the best Boro that you can get. It's not gonna break on you like the shitty China glass. That's basically what we're talking about here. I think we rambled on about that one enough. Mario Palacios wants to know, do you guys ever have a day where you take a rip that makes you just not want to smoke again for the rest of the day, or are you guys always down to smoke more?
I'm pretty much always down to smoke. Always.
I think so. I mean, there's some day maybe if I'm like super stressed out one day, if everybody's had those days where you leave the house and just not one fucking thing goes right according to plan, and you might waste a whole fucking day trying to go get some shit done or whatever your dilemma is. I feel like if I come home and smoke something that's just like a straight sativa, it's just going to get me more amped up and angry. So I usually, if I'm trying to calm down, I got to smoke something that's pretty indica heavy, But I don't think I've ever just like woken up, taken a rip, and been like, that wasn't as good as I remember it. I think I'll pass on that for the rest of the day. Pretty much, I'm like looking forward to that first one every single day when I wake up, And it always is just as nice. Turn this thing down real quick.
Wait, I got one more.
Alright. It says hold it, I'm still bubbling. Have I even? No, I did bubble. Let's see.
I saw the Michael Bublé Christmas special commercial last night.
Did you? Well, who is that for? Honda or something?
Something like that.
Some car company.
That's where the Jermichael originated from. It originally started Michael Bublé. I don't know.
That's I guess we'll give him a bonus question. I don't know if we answered that or not already. In another wake and bake, but a lot of people have been asking because we keep saying Jermichael, where Jermichael came from. We're calling Bubble Hash Jermichael. Jermichael is a derivative of Michael, which was short for Michael Bublé, which was, we were all real baked one day and somebody decided we were going to start calling Bubble Hash Michael Bublé. And then it kind of evolved from there to now it's nicknamed Jermichael. Ann Jensen wants to know, can either of you cook? And what are your favorite munchies to make?
He can't cook.
I can't cook for shit.
I can cook the basics. I'm not saying I'm a
You
great,
can't cook much either.
I'm not saying I'm a great chef, but I can cook, eggs, bacon, French toast, and, a couple of dinner meals, but not much.
I could get down on some eggs and bacon. French toast, probably over my head. Any kind of preparing meat. I could probably throw a fucking Costco steak on the George Foreman or something.
Yeah,
but
I've barbecued many times here too. I would say
you barbecue pretty
good. I'm definitely a good cooker. I just don't do it.
Cooker?
I'm a good cooker. I'm a good cooker. No, I'm a good chef. Whatever you call it. Cook. I'm a good cook. Oh, that last one just got me baked.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just never. I should learn how to cook, so I don't have to eat so much shitty prepared food.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's just so much easier to go get prepared food.
It's so much easier, and the way life is now, everybody's always in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, when I get home from a long day, I don't want to spend an hour preparing my meal. Even though I know for some people, cooking's sort of a hobby, or maybe that's therapeutic to them or something. A lot of people have different uses for it. For me, I was always just like, fuck, man, what's simple and easy?
TV dinner.
Simple and easy, it does not equate to good.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No.
Pack up some of this U2. Did you try this one yet?
Yeah.
It's pretty melty, huh?
It's bomb. It smells crazy too. I would like to know. I forget what U2 is.
I think it's Master crossed with Bubba, but that's just off the top of my head. I'm
smells
not
pretty
100%
fucking
sure.
good. All right. Terrence Dunbar wants to know, Shane, how old is Copper and how long have you had him? I don't remember seeing him in the very first videos. I'm pretty sure you had him.
I've had him from when we started the show.
Yeah.
He's I got him when I was 18, and he's like what 5.5 now or something.
Yeah. I remember the day he got him. I was like, "You're an idiot," but he's a great dog though. But it's like having a kid, kind of. But he's really gotten good since we moved into this new house. I like the dog, so it's whatever.
Yeah, I remember you were giving me shit though at the time, like, oh man, now you can't. Hey man,
you can't go out anywhere.
You want to go do this? And I'm like, yeah. What are you gonna do with your dog? Ah, shit, that's right.
Looks like I'm not going.
But Copper's the shit. Had him for
Copper's
I got him when he was 8 weeks old, so yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of and I got him maybe a month before I turned 18.
Yeah.
So it's always kind of easy for me to remember his age that way,
Yeah, he's a cool dog. Especially now that we moved in here, you can pretty much go anywhere and just leave him here, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's cool about it. Really laid back dog. You guys see him all the time. He's fucking just chilling over there right now. There's a little lounge chair right over there, and he's just fucking posted up like this, staring at us. You catch him like that in most of the videos.
Yeah.
Pretty lazy dog, typical beagle, Get into any kind of food that you leave around for him.
He loves food.
Fucker. Gets into the trash if you don't put it somewhere where he can't get it. And those gets him into trouble.
Yeah, we gotta put the trash can up on a chair. But Copper's the man. Right, Copper?
I guess this is the last question. Patrick Wilner wants to know, how come you guys don't do more edible reviews? I think I've only seen 1 or 2 videos, and I believe they were older videos.
I guess that's right. That's true. It's really hard to, review an edible. You gotta eat it.
It takes a long time to kick in for one.
It could be 1 to 3 hours. I've ate an edible that kicked in 40 minutes.
I've done a couple edible reviews, but they were they had to be not 5 hour long videos, but in a bunch of interviews, where I was like, we could do more like that, where it's like, hey, we're checking in 10 minutes later, an hour later, but it just, I guess edible reviews just kind of don't fall into our traditional system of how we
like to
do videos.
We like instant gratification. We like to tell you guys what we think of the product right after we, take a hit of it, or edibles. They're just harder to review. I've had edibles that kick in 40 minutes, like I was saying, and then I've had edibles that don't kick in for 4 hours. So,
Need the carb cap out here, man. We always do this.
Yeah.
Fuck. So tasty though.
Yeah. So edibles just kind of aren't our thing.
Yeah, we were saying, we were kind of breaking it down earlier.
how much we smoke of each thing. I don't eat an edible a week. I probably maybe eat an edible a month.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just not my preferred way of getting high.
Edibles do get me.
They
The
get me
right
really
edible
high,
get
yeah.
me really high though.
Yeah, like Hubby Bars. Or
I'm just
something.
not necessarily always trying to get that high.
Yeah, it's pretty much just couch lock all day when I eat an edible.
Maybe if I just want to get super baked and I have nothing to do all weekend, I've had 2-day long effects from edibles before.
Definitely.
My stepdad had some brownies one time that kept him in bed for like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Just zonk,
Super
you know?
sedative. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely a little bit more careful with edibles. I used to, the first few times I tried them, it was just like, oh,
I ate
bam,
a bunch, dude.
whoa, that's an
Yeah.
edible, bam, give me that, eat the whole thing. And the first few times I got them, they weren't, for whatever reason,
Not
they
that
weren't that strong.
Yeah.
And so I that kind of jaded my perception of edibles, you know what I mean? And then the third or fourth time I tried them, I got some that were really strong, and my buddy's like, oh,
Yeah,
careful, you
I
should
know.
probably take a bite of that.
Dude,
and I
me
just
too.
ate the whole thing.
I ate the whole thing and fucking next thing
Those
you know.
angel cakes with the little pieces of hash in them,
Yeah.
dude.
Next-
I was super big.
Next thing you know, you're like, man, I know I need to be doing something. what do I need to be doing? You're like, oh fuck, I need to breathe.
Maybe we'll do another edible video at some point. It's probably not going to be something we're going to mix into regularly, but there definitely are some really good edibles out there that would be worth kind of
Definitely.
putting the spotlight on, because some people, a lot of people, the edible makers take that shit really, really seriously, and especially out there with what they got going on in Colorado, the array of different types of edibles and shit that are going to be available is just crazy.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. All the questions. Thank you guys for joining us again for
Yeah.
another episode of Wake and Bake Wednesday. I'm Shane.
I'm Dan.